everybody.
Howdy.
Welcome to the Friday update with St. Philip's Episcopal Church in Beulah, Michigan. I was going to say some funny host thing, but I decided I'm not going to. We actually just wanted to bring you just a quick update about the week that we find ourselves in. There's a couple things that we want to draw your attention to in this week's e-blast. The first of which is the fact that the standing committee sent out a notice. You probably saw it either in your email or on Facebook, but we have been moved back a half step, not fully into hiatus, but not where we were in phase 2. So they're calling it phase 1.5. And the full letter from the standing committee is in this email, as well as the link to the updated phased approach for reentry for Great Lakes Episcopalians. We encourage you to read through that whole document. There's been important updates and wording changes, so it'll be important for all of us to be on the same page as we move forward through this pandemic. But I wanted to draw your attention to just a couple of the bullet points that for where we are right now in phase 1.5. Buildings are now closed to visitors, including groups and meetings. Office staff are continuing to be encouraged to work from home, but minimal in-person staffing is permitted to maintain essential operations. There is no in-person worship allowed. However, live streaming from inside the building is permitted with no more than 10 participants, limited to those holding specific duties, which means the worship leaders, technical support, things like that. In-person meetings and gatherings such as Bible studies, vestry meetings, community groups, etc. are not permitted, and we're encouraged to employ online modes of gathering instead, like Zoom. And also service programs with distribution ministries are permitted on an outdoor or curbside basis only. So again, that letter from the standing committee is in this email, and the link to the full document is below it for you to read for yourself. Okay, the next thing that we wanted to talk about is we find ourselves in the middle of at the beginning of a pledge campaign. Every year, your vestry comes before you with a rear view reflection on what mission and ministry has been over this past year, and then a forecast of what we hope mission and ministry will look like for the future year. Obviously, 2020 just was nothing what any of us anticipated or planned for, and they have done their best to roll with the punches and the changes that happen on an almost weekly basis. But the stewardship committee this year has taken it upon themselves to create a beautiful booklet for you, which you should be getting either today or tomorrow in the mail. If you did not receive that for some reason, it might be because we don't have current information for you. So please contact our office to make sure that we have the right address, and we'll be happy to send it to you. We're also going to make that available online once it's gone out to everybody. But it's about story sharing this year. It's about gathering in whatever way we can through this pandemic to be Christ's hands and feet and to feed one another spiritually. And so there's stories in there in the printed form, and you're going to be reading some of the parishioner stories in the Friday e-blasts and on Facebook. So we encourage you to dig in, grab a cup of tea, and read through this story that the stewardship committee is sharing with you, and then prayerfully consider what your pledge can be for 2021's mission and ministry at St. Philip's.
Next, we're going to talk about during Advent, we are inviting both of the parishes, St. Phil's and Holy Trinity, and anybody else that's out there, to join in a book study of Love is the Way, Holding On to Hope in Troubling Times by our presiding bishop, Michael Curry. Jody and I are listening to it right now. It's a fantastic book. We'll be meeting during Advent, which is on Tuesdays during Advent. There are 4 of them. Either at noon or at 7 p.m. There will be a way for you to sign up in this email and coming as well. So it should be a great time, and it's a good book. So please sign up. Oh, and if you don't have your own copy, we can help you. So we're happy to ship you a copy if you don't have one. So contact us next week sometime if you would like to be part of this and you don't have a book. So lastly, we wanted to communicate to you that the annual meeting this year will be on Sunday, January 24 at noon. As you can imagine, we're not going to meet in person. We're not going to have a potluck. We're not going to have a chili cook-off. None of those things this year. And this is the only way, actually, that I will not win the chili cook-off this year is if somebody, if there's a global pandemic. But
right.
Anyhow, we'll have information coming soon about the way that will be. I think that it will be through Zoom. The diocese is giving us information about, for parishes like St. Phil's, how they can run an efficient parish-wide business meeting.
And hold elections.
In the midst of this. So there will be information coming, but mark that on your calendars from noon. It'll start at noon. I don't think that it will be a super long meeting because you can only Zoom for so long. But please mark your calendars. And yeah, so we love you. We miss you. Be kind to one another. Make an extra phone call this week to somebody that you think may need it. Go for a walk, which, by the way, I have taken my first baby steps in the past 48 hours. So pretty soon I'll be running marathons again.
Again?
Anyways, peace.
Oh, also, I wanted to say, join us on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. We'll be live streaming from the nave of St. Philip's this week, but it'll be a joint liturgy again with Holy Trinity. And if you can't tune in at 10 o'clock for whatever reason, you can always join us when it's convenient for you by finding us on Facebook, or it'll be shared to the YouTube channel later on Sunday afternoon. Okay?